So now we're going to have a look at the HeatingSave monitoring system. Now this is an environmental and energy monitoring and management system. Now the beauty of this particular product is that it works on a wireless mesh network and can be installed incredibly quickly. In fact, we normally think that within about half an hour we can install a complete house monitoring the energy that's being consumed and also the environmental conditions that exist within that dwelling. Now it's within a house. Now we can do houses, we can do offices, we can do lots of these things. And most importantly, we can do a large number of these monitoring systems within a single building. So it means that individually you can have very detailed statistics and data on each and every room. So what sort of sensors and what sort of equipment do we have? So the first thing we're going to have a look at, which might sound a bit odd, but I'm going to look at the outside temperature sensor. Now this unit doesn't look wonderfully attractive, probably quite good really, because we don't want anybody to touch it once we've installed it. This is fitted to an outside wall, and most importantly you'll notice that there is a probe sensor at the bottom here, and it's a stainless steel probe sensor, and it's designed so that it's mounted like this. This means the water, rainwater typically, will come down and drip off the bottom of this without actually touching the sensor, because one of the things we don't want to be measuring is evaporation loss of rainwater. What we want to measure is the actual outside air temperature. So let's put that to one side. We'll now have a look at some of the environmental monitoring that we've got within the house itself. And I say house, this could be a house or an office. And this is an example of the carbon dioxide sensor. This is the sensor itself. Now, where we have these permanently fitted, this unscrews, and this back box that you see here is permanently mounted inside the wall. So the only part that's showing is this round section here, which is reasonably decorative and pretty unobtrusive. But if we're doing monitoring on a temporary basis, so we just want to monitor what's taking place within the building for a period of time and then remove the equipment, then this is the ideal product. So this is held in place, so usually typically with Velcro or something like this onto a wall, and this is plugged into the mains. Now one of the things you might think, well, why don't we have this battery based, because some of your sensors are battery based. But the problem with carbon dioxide is that the sensor technology draws too much current, too much electricity. So what we have to do there is we have to have a mains based, or at least mains power, even if it's low voltage, to plug into. So that's what takes place here. But the beauty of this product is the minute I plug it in, it automatically will connect to the hub, which is the T3521 hub, and data will start being collected every minute. Now, we have other sensors too. This one is quite interesting. This here is the mains plug, which under the wireless mesh network we can turn this on and off, but also we can monitor in what seconds the amount of power that's being consumed through the device that's connected into this socket here. So that's monitoring energy. And we also have here some more interesting sensors. This is a sensor here. You'll notice we've got some rather long pieces of cable, and these are probe sensors which are on a long cable. There's a stainless steel probe sensor at the end, and these are 10 meters long. So it's possible to tie wrap these onto, say, pipes within a central heating system, so we can monitor the flow and return temperatures. And then this is connected to the wireless mesh network sensor, the Z sensor here, and this will talk automatically back to the hub, as I said earlier, the T3521 hub. We have one other sensor, and this sensor here is the T3521CA. Sorry about the part codes there. And this is a cracking device, because this gives you 3 sensors in one. It's ergonomically and environmentally structured, you can see here, with vanes top and bottom, so we get a good airflow going through it. And what this is monitoring is occupancy. There's an occupancy sensor here in the middle, and it's also measuring temperature, room temperature, and relative humidity. So we have all these sensors. We can strategically place them. In particular, this one, you could imagine I could put a bit of Velcro, stick it on a wall, and within 5 seconds the thing is actually working and reporting once a minute and occupancy as it occurs. So here we have the lux level sensor, and this measures light in lux, and you'll notice that it has the same type of lens as the occupancy sensor, but the type of sensor behind that obviously here is measuring light in lux levels. And then finally we have the sound and volatile organic substance sensor. This one does require a low voltage main supply because the type of sensor that measures VOCs in the atmosphere draws too much current for that to be battery based. So you'll notice there's a mesh over the front of this here, and that's allowing the sound to go through, so we can measure sound, and also there's a sensor inside with these vents allowing a nice airflow going through, so we can measure also volatile organic compounds in the atmosphere. They all talk back to the T3521, which I mentioned earlier. And this is how it comes literally out of the box. It works on a wireless mesh network method, and it requires an aerial, so I will screw the aerial onto the device here, like so. And all I need to do is to bend this up without breaking it, like this. I need to then plug in the internet cable, which provides both the power and also the method of communications, and this device now will start automatically collecting data from the temperature, relative humidity sensors, the energy sensors, but also more advanced sensors. So that's the monitoring system. The T3521 hub is at the center of it, and you can have many of these, in fact thousands, tens of thousands of these, connected into one system if you so wish, each with many sensors, and the number of sensors is almost unlimited on the wireless mesh network.